Can you tell us your name and the question?
So my name is Jyoti Agarwala. And first I want to say it's very good fortune that we New Yorkers have you in residence here. I'm delighted that you're here.
Thank you.
To answer these questions. You mentioned earlier, as you started the morning, that it's in our grasp to experience this Trinity of Satchitananda.
Yes.
And last week's lecture you talked about Maya and the Shaktis of Maya, and the Varana and Vikshepa.
Avarana and Vikshepa. Avarana means covering, and Vikshepa.
And Vikshepa. The concealing and the projections. And so what, in your opinion, is the best path for us to overcome these Shaktis which keep us from that experience of Turiya?
Yes. So how do I overcome the veiling power of Maya, which prevents me from realizing what I already am? So it's not a trinity. Satchidananda is existence, consciousness, bliss. It's a unity. It's a non-duality. These are three aspects of that not qualities, not three different entities. A trinity would imply three in one, So it's one reality, and that's what you are. Now, how do I overcome the veiling power of Maya? That is the question. Big task. But also a very simple task. See, first of all, recognize that you are that already. Even if you think that I am enlightened, I don't know that, fine. But Advaita Vedanta says, you do not know that, but you are that. One Swami has to sit at his feet in the Himalayas. Once in a while he would say in Hindi, Tum jano ya na jano, whether you know it or not. Tum mano ya na mano, whether you accept it or not. Tum hi Ram. You are Rama, God. You are God. So, that's one thing. What I am already, and yet I do not know it, the only thing it could be the veil is, what is this a veil of? Is it made of cloth? Is it an iron door which has been slammed shut? Is it a concrete box? What is it? It's just ignorance. It's just a veil of confusion. It's a mist. One of the earliest meanings of Maya is a mist. Kuhak in Bengali. Something that confuses us. So the only answer to your question is, how do you overcome ignorance? We all know. Through knowledge. You need to know who you are. Right? And the path to this in Vedanta is Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Shravana, hearing these truths, studying it systematically, what we do here. Again and again, listen to it. It's about you. It's not some boring, dry philosophy from halfway across the world, from a culture 5,000 years ago. No. It's about you right now. We're talking about you, your deepest reality. So listen to these truths again and again. Then questions will come. Answer these questions. And then meditate upon it. Once you have heard these truths, understood it, removed doubts, what you are convinced about, then you meditate deeply upon that and clarity will come. Clarity will come about what? What you already are. I was saying that other day, in Vedanta, what do you get? You get what you already have got. Praptasya prapti, they say in Hindi or in Sanskrit. What you have already got, you get that. What do you mean I'll get what I've already got? What you have got, there's only one way you can miss what you have got. Somehow you don't know it, that you've got it. So Vedanta only tells you that you've got it. Somebody said the business of a management consultant is to look at your watch and tell you the time. Vedanta is very much like that. It's your watch. And what will Vedanta remove? Nivrittasya nivritti, they say. What was never there is removed by Vedanta. That I am a miserable little creature who is born and who dies, maybe goes through many lives, all of that, that's what I think I am, that will be removed. It will be shown to be false. It's a concept, it's a misconception. Now, is this enough? Often it is not. Because we have complicated things so much that to make it uncomplicated, to untangle the knots we have ourselves made, some other supporting practices are recommended. Meditation is important, Raja Yoga. Devotion to God, Bhakti Yoga is important. And Karma Yoga. The deepest bondage is our attachment to this little being, which we call I, this little being of body and mind. This is another word is called selfishness. And Karma Yoga cuts at the root of this selfishness. Our actions are now directed towards the cosmic, not towards this individual. Bhakti Yoga channelizes your love, the power of love and attachment and desire, which goes towards the world. The nature of desire is, I want the world. The nature of bhakti is, I want the same I want. That I want is same. God. My Krishna, my Divine Mother, my Christ, whatever you call it. An intense love of God. Bhakti Yoga. And Raja Yoga, meditation. Can you calm the chattering mind down to a deep stillness? One of the most beautiful things I heard again in Hindi from a Swami again in the Himalayas, he said in his homely Hindi, Shant man mein koi samsar nahi dekha hai bhala. In a deeply peaceful mind, there is no samsara. Have you noticed a very peculiar thing? Problems are no problems when your mind is peaceful. Problems are problems in an agitated mind. When your mind is completely at peace. You say, I am not at peace because of my problems. No. You have problems because you are not at peace. Peaceful mind, meditation. With this unselfish mind, with this devoted mind, with this peaceful mind, if you apply yourself to Vedanta, the flash of intuition, Brahmagyan, what they call Brahmakara Vritti, is bound to come. I mean, you'll discover the treasure within. Mr. Dhar was just singing in Bengali, Janhovi Tire Trishna Katur. On the bank, O ye who are blind, sitting on the bank of the Ganges and dying of thirst. We're just not turning around and seeing what is within us. We look into the world, into a desert to satisfy our thirst. And a desert cannot satisfy your thirst. You may spend life after life chasing the things of the world. You will get them, but it will not satisfy your thirst. Vivekananda said, never desire anything. Why? Why? Because you will get them. You will get it. That's why I don't desire it. You see, the law of karma says the moment you ask for something, really intensely work towards it, you will get it. You say, is that so bad? You'll be trapped again. As long as you want to experience this world and you think really the solution to your personal problem lies in this world, go ahead, try it. Vedanta is very patient. We'll be there. We'll wait for you. You come back this lifetime, many lifetimes hence. I'll wait. Very good. Thank you.
There was a second part to
yes.
the question. You also talked about raga and dvesha.
Yes.
We have cravings and we have aversions. So if we have this cravings and aversions, and also there is this idea that all these paths you said to Bhakti Yoga and Raj Yoga, they're not very practical in our Manhattan existence. Right? So is there a possibility that you could use psychotherapy as a way to know yourself in a way, in this practical way, that you have this hour with a therapist, you're saying, why am I angry when I see something happen? Or why am I sad? Or why am I reacting this way? And in that process, come to a place where you stop craving and you stop, being, hating things or not liking them. Is there any role in a modern way?
Yes. Psychotherapy, psychoanalysis, if you say, I'm sure it does some good, definitely. But if you say modern way, even psychoanalysis is becoming dated. I saw a Time magazine story saying that why Freud has lost his validity, his charm, and is being replaced by a variety of new techniques. Now all the rage is CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, talk therapies, and so on and so forth. I'm sure they do give you benefit. And my little bit of exploration in positive psychology has shown me that it is beneficial. But the thing is, what I've seen overall, if they are successful, At the most, what they can do for you is they fine-tune a little bit so that you function better in this world. They do not go to the deepest existential problem. As long as you think I am this limited creature, flesh and blood, cut off from everything else in the world, subject to every influence in the world, heat and cold and insult and praise, financial success and failure, and so many things in the world and so many things from deep within. I'm tossed in this. Unless you go to the root of that, which is who am I? Right? Until that time, you solve a mess today, tomorrow the mess will be there, a new mess will be there. Definitely. There is no permanent solution here. Now, one way out is the people will say, well, there is no permanent solution, so you have to make the best that you can. No. All religions in different language, this is the promise of religion, that there is a permanent, a deep solution, a profound solution is there. Call it God, Brahman, self-realization, salvation, moksha, nirvana. All the great teachers of humanity throughout the ages have promised this. And the proof of this is, proof of the pudding is in the eating. The proof of this is hundreds, if not thousands of people through the ages in different cultures have pursued this path, and not one of them till today who has pursued it in some sincerity also, may not have attained God. Not one of them has come and said that, oh, it's all nonsense. No, not one. Now if you say 1 hour with the therapist, if we find that practical, why not 1 hour of studying Vedanta and meditating and praying? Same 1 hour. And it will save you $150 also. Yes. I think Swami Ashokanandaji was not in favor. That was the heyday of psychoanalysis, 1950s and 60s. Everybody, if you were somebody in society, you had to have your therapist. Like in India, you have your guru. So here, you'd have to have your therapist. Those days are past now, but Swami Ashokananda, reacting to that, he said, don't go to them. They will disintegrate you and reintegrate you and until you are a mass of patchwork. One way is to look at the insights of psychology, especially positive psychology. A lot of advances have been made in the last 20-25 years actually, which are pretty good, I think. And integrate them into your spiritual practice. That you can do.
I think that's where I was headed.
Yes, yes.
East-West.
One thing I'll just say, East-West is very good. Swami Vivekananda said, those rishis who gave us the Upanishads and Gita and everything, they are all wonderful, but they are all dead and gone. You too must be rishis for yourself. You must think for yourself. You must carve out your own path. All the treasures are there before you. Use them. See how it is useful. One thing I'll leave you with. When you say raga dvesha, aversion and desire, when you say problems in the mind, you say that it's there in your consciousness. Isn't it? Vedanta says, who experiences this raga and dvesha, this aversion and desire? Take a look at that. You see, we become so busy in trying to manage our problems, our mental problems. We're trying to manage the objects. But who is the one trying to manage? We're trying to reduce the suffering. But who is the one who says that I am suffering? Vedanta says, if you could turn around and look into that, your problems will be solved. You would transcend the mess. The mess would still remain like that maybe. Though often the mess takes care of itself. We torture the mind unnecessarily sometimes. I want to enjoy this. Mind, you must enjoy. If the mind gets bored, you feel bad. Oh, I'm not able to enjoy this movie or this food or something. Right. The mind, you must meditate now. You sit and meditate and mind feels poor, mind feels sleepy, and you say, what a loser I am. I can't even meditate. You're torturing the mind. If you leave it alone, often you will find the mind settles down into something very nice. Take a step back. The reason we are torturing the mind is we think we are the mind. And we have to be in a certain way and not in that way. The mind is full of aversions and desires and all that. Let it be. What's it to you? So, what do you mean, Swami, what's it to be? No, really, I mean it. What's it to you? The moment you let it alone, you'll find the mind settles down. Be centered in the self, not in the mind or the body. You said practical life in Manhattan. I'll leave you with this question. Are you in Manhattan or is Manhattan in you? Manhattan is in your consciousness. Where is Manhattan when you go to deep sleep? As a prominent politician once said, he said that I was born in the slum, but I took care to see that the slum was not born in me. You can be in Manhattan. Don't let Manhattan in there. The boat can be in water. Don't let the boat, the water into the boat. The way to see that is to do exactly that, to see that Manhattan is actually an appearance in you. And it can go on in its own way. You be at peace. Thank you, Jyoti.